Saturday Wolfgang, we are back with a brand new series. We're in the middle of part now. Check it out, brand new jobby, eh? How good is this? We're doing a huge renovation inside this property. Nothing happening externally, all internally. Eh? Far out, I'm freaking wrapped. Look at this. Clients have done the big shift, they moved out. The heck. Brand new kitchens, bathrooms, master bedroom, en-suites, the whole shebang. Get a good look. Holy heck, just waiting for the boys to show up. So I'm going to start unloading some of the timber and stuff that we got. But yeah, how freaking awesome is this? Alright, so I'm going to just give you I guess I could just give you a little walkthrough. So you come through the front door. We're going to be packing that wall out flush. There's going to be a doorway here now. We're going to be removing whatever this is through here. And then we're going to be closing this wall off through here. And there's going to be an opening right here. We're going to walk into the kitchen area. This is the kitchen area through here. So island, and then bench top along the back. This is pretty much staying as it is. We're going to be resanding all the floors. So have a look. I'll get a photo like this. So new kitchen in this area. Open plan obviously into the dining room. The dining and living. This kitchen is all getting removed. We're going to be putting the master bedroom in here, so this is getting closed off, and there's going to be a little ensuite in this corner over here. Then the master bedroom comes through. It's going to be right here, which is quite neat. And then of course the bathrooms and the laundries are getting redone. All the floors are getting resanded. Existing bathroom. Existing laundry. But in this episode, now that we've done a little walkthrough, some cool little snapshots, what we're going to be focusing on is some of the foundation work. Now, we've got some load points that we need to put in underneath the house in order to support some new structural beams that are going in. So, what we're going to do first is get this frickin' trailer unloaded, and then wait for the boys to show up, because we need a toolbox with them first, of course. The garage space is actually rather tight. I think there's a person that needs to get out. I'm going to go introduce myself to the neighbour. I didn't realise that there was a neighbouring house up here. That's a shared driveway, so we will speak to them when the time comes. It's pretty cool. The clients have gone through and they've already chosen all the bathroom wear. That's all here, ready to go. Toilets. The vanities don't look like they're here, but maybe the bench tops or the shower mixers and all that sort of stuff. So it's really good to have all the stuff on site already, just so we know exactly what needs to happen when the plumber comes through. What time do you guys call this? What's up, G?
Still dog.
Hey, alright, yeah, Bible study, eh?
No. Oh, yeah. No. You know, it's funny, we went there because it's holiday on Monday. Normally, if they have a holiday on Monday, push all the teachers back.
So we've got this pink framing timber here. Yeah, I did. I couldn't find it, but idiot. You can see that I've got a bunch of pink timber here. Now when I picked it up from the timber yard, came in pretty wet. So what we've done is we've sort of made a drying stack in order for the air to circulate around it and dry out. We probably won't be using this for, I'd say, like 3 weeks or so. So hopefully that gives us enough time to dry out. But it's just that time of year where even if you pick it up from the timber yard in a sheltered area, it comes out wet. So it's a bit of a shame, but at least we're thinking ahead and we've got it here drying out. Hopefully we've got enough. But this is the underneath side of the house, so we've got a bit of stuff to shuffle around. Yeah, should be pretty good. Hopefully we can get it sorted. Yeah, so we're going to be closing this wall off through here. And that's going to be the whole way. Exactly.
It's going to come straight into.
And then all the system, exactly. All this will go. So this is going to be closed off. So this is us right here.
Retaining wall underneath.
Yeah. So we've got 3 load points right here.
Mm.
And then we've got the 2 for that beam, which is that one right there.
Yeah.
And then we've got this one right here, which is through here. So it's a weird foundation detail that he's got here. It's almost like a counterlevered foundation detail, which is kind of odd, but that's pretty much it. So I wonder if we get, I think we will end up putting it right here. It makes sense for us to do that.
The high span is going to be stopping here, right? So we're going to be adding more studs here.
Yeah. All that, we'll probably end up ripping all that out.
Yeah, explosive.
Yeah. Well, oh, that is actually really cool, eh?
Yeah, I love that.
Alright, we just had our toolbox meeting because the boys showed up at like 9 o'clock this morning because they had pre-class. No. But so we had our toolbox and we discussed a plan of attack on how we're going to locate these load points. So we went through and we figured out sort of exactly where they need to be, and we sort of located those points. So we've got all the beams that are going in, 300 by 45 or 2 times 300 by 45 high span beams, and then first one is going to be right here. So we're going to have a load point right in this corner. The plan of attack is just to open it up, drill a hole through, and put a laser down, and just that's going to point exactly where we need our load point to be in the centre. Same thing over here. We've got the kitchen bench running through, so we're going to be doing the same thing through here, but our load point's going to be right on this point. Now one thing I need to do is I need to get the kitchen plan in order for us to figure out exactly how far out this wing wall needs to be, because we can adjust this backwards and forwards slightly in order to match the kitchen bench top. Again, through here, this is going to be the entrance into the kitchen, pretty much right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this out. Same thing, but there is a little consideration we need to take into consideration. We've got this wall running through here, and this is where the new wall that closes off the kitchen is going to be, and then the opening entrance is going to be right through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the laser up 100mm off this wall line. We're going to laser through and figure out exactly where our load point is through here, and then of course it's going to be pretty straightforward on this side. It's a little bit confusing because it's all up in the air, but we're going to have another load point right here. So that's where that wall runs through. Now we've got to be very careful because we've got the hot water cylinder in place, and there's a big power point right here. Then the next beam is right here, like I discussed this morning. Another big 2 times 300 by 45 high spans are running through along this wall, so we can knock it out and make this room a bit bigger. So another load point right here and down there. So let's frickin' rip it and let's get it. That was a little bit of a long-winded explanation, but I'm just trying to give you an understanding of exactly what we need to do in order to transfer our load points from the up here down into the floor below. So back in the day, look at this. This is the old plasterboard. They held it together with horsehair. Did you know that?
No, was it horsehair?
Yeah, horsehair.
No.
Yeah, pretty crazy, eh? Yeah. So they used to like whenever they would, you know, because how sometimes the horsehair gets like really long.
Yeah.
They would like trim it off, and this is what they use it for.
I didn't even know that.
Pretty crazy, eh?
That is pretty crazy.
I was just saying that the old plaster, they used to make it out of horsehair.
Oh, gee.
Look at that. It's an old horsehair, look.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it is.
That's horsehair.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So you can see now that Dave's got the laser set up. He actually used the flooring board here to line it up at first, and then he got bang on 149, which is really cool, parallel with this wall. Now he's going to transfer the mark over to our load point over here, taking in consideration our skirting board and our plasterboard, which is probably 20mm if you add those two together. So we'll be like 179, I guess then, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, frame line.
149, 169 to the edge of our wall.
Yeah.
My point over here, I have a load point right in this corner over here to support the same one that Dave's coming through for our lintel in here. And then I've also got a load point coming in this point. Distance over here, so from the jam to my internal wall line there. And then measure the thickness of the wall, which I've now transferred over to here. So I'm going to be able to get this load point and that load point from this one section. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split the difference between these two walls and drill through, and then I'll put the laser down, and then I'll be able to use that measurement backwards to get my load points right here and here. Beautiful, and that's our last little point that we need to get to. Epic! That's easy. Yeah, we will have to come off it slightly.
Oh yeah, come off it, eh?
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
here, I'm gonna be digging here.
Right underneath, so that's the wall, is it?
Yeah, that's the wall there.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, easy. So that's where the load's gonna be anyway, eh?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna whack it there. Whack it right here.
Okay, and then where's the one that Fabian's talking about?
Yeah, right up. You can see the mark on the wall on to your
Oh yeah.
the left side.
Okay, sweet.
Of the
Yeah,
post.
yeah, I got you.
But you see, that's the wall right there.
No, that's just the center of my one. So I got to go 235 back each way. The detail and see what happens. We need to know. But you can just start digging if you want. We need to figure out where to put the dirt though, Dave. Right, so we made it underneath the house. So this is the point right here. You can see Fabian's put a little mark right here, and we've drilled through the hole, through the floor. Now this is the center of the wall, but it's not the center of my pile. I have to come back 235mm both ways in order to get my load point here and my load point over here. And then I've also got to come all the way over to here and have another load point. Now I got the measurements for that because my drill wasn't drilling. I was going straight through the center of the joist, so we'll figure that out right now. 185, so 50mm. Yeah, it does show a length. Yeah. See at the bottom it says approximately 900. If you're on the right detail, you're on the right one. Yeah. So what's that measurement right there?
Oh shucks. Where's my eyes?
You're a ligga digga digga. Hey, this concrete pile is bang on where our new one needs to go. That's the center right here.
Yeah.
So we need to put a load point right down right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dig this one first, and then we might just have to put a temporary prop underneath this one. Not for now, but you know what I mean? Okay, as I was just explaining to Dave, this concrete pile actually needs to be removed so we can install our new load point one in place. But we're going to have to remove this load point. We're going to leave that for now. I've marked out exactly where the center of my load point is, right here. And then I've also got one over here, right there. So we've got those marked out. Now we can start digging. You left it over here, Ning Ning.
Oh,
hey, you're a Ning Ning Ling Ling Ding Ding.
Yeah, easy.
Don't frickin' jinx it, Dave. I got this frickin' big metal pipe right in my way. What the heck? How the heck am I move that one out? Oh my gosh, are you serious right now? I don't want to do it and the whole thing pops.
It's a new day for good times.
Why does that say 0%? Was that charged? Woo! Look at that. So that's the first part of the hole done. Now we've got to try and support to the next to this big pile here, this concrete one. So what we've got is we've got a bit of 6x2 on its flat, and then we're going to just put some studs in underneath here, and then we're going to remove this so I can continue digging my hole along here. It's going to be 900 long, 450 wide by 600 deep. So hopefully this works. Hey, sing.
Yes, of course.
I'm sure it will. Yeah, see how it goes. Nice and tight. There should be some in that box.
It fits tight and then you lever it.
Have I missed a call or nah?
No, the other place.
Yeah, the Taupo Bay.
Yeah.
Bro, they're so happy.
That's it, we're allowed to go.
Already exposed, man. You won't even take a. Maybe you clip it twice, it'll fall down, man. Because it's just sitting tight. It hasn't. It just needs to be moved. That's all.
I was thinking about clipping it like this. Okay, let me get out of the way. Yeah, it's moving. Alright, so this is as far as I've got with this hole so far, the pile. I've dug right the way around it, and she's not budging. We tried to strap it and pull it over. So I've sort of come up with a different system here. I've got two piles and my jack, and I've actually jacked it up. So I got a bit more space, and that seems to be moving it a little bit easier. So I'm going to knock that out, and then I think I'm going to redo this in a little bit more of a structural way, I think. But that worked out well. I wonder if I strap it now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll strap it now. Because the weight's off the pile. What was happening was the weight was on the pile still, and it was very difficult to pull out, so I'll try and strap her. Oh, that is bad. The client did mention that about that.
What was that?
About the
Smell.
yeah, she's like, oh, I don't know what's wrong, and I said, she's the freaking wastewater's probably blocked or something.
You blocking all that soda, man.
Well, it is a super old home, so I'm assuming that it's probably like. Oh, here we go. Oh shit! Oh, there it is. Woohoo!
Good boy.
Hey. And that's how you do it without fucking breaking or cutting or.
Good old pulley system.
Hey, that freaking rat.
Are they?
Romans thing. What do you call it?
The Romans.
Romans they
I'll give you Roman in a second. Fucking ding dong.
do thing on him.
Hey, hey, hey.
Ready?
Watch out.
We want it at least in the middle. Beautiful. At the front there. Look at that bloody thing. That's a Wolfbung special. Yeah, those ropes, eh?
Yeah, bro.
The old Roman system. Fucking hell. Get the wood, roll it. Shit. What was their pen?
Huh?
What was their pen?
Part of the fish shells, I think.
Really?
Yeah, when he mentioned the name, I never heard of it, bro.
Was it like a sea slug?
Yeah.
Nah, it was a tiny fight.
Look at the shit. I can literally sit in the friggin' hole. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Let's see if it's deep enough, eh? What's that say? 600 there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I think we're gonna wrap the day up here though. I got another one done. I can get out of this hole. Got another one done right here. That's all our timber piles sorted. Look at that. Woo! Nice square 600 by 450. Oh, 450 by 450 by 600 deep holes. Done and dusted. Now we're going to start working on our concrete piles down the other end. But we'll wrap today up here. Pack all our gear up and start digging again tomorrow. Hey! You laka bung bung. Oh, I can't believe we got all those sussed.
I know.
Wow, that's epic. Alright, look at Fabiano down in the depths. Trying to dig our...
Yeah, have a look at that.
Oh, it's getting deeper. So we have 3 concrete foundations that run through here with steel cages in them instead of piles. And they lap up over this existing footing line. And they need to be dug down to the slab height down there, which is really ridiculous. The reason I'm saying that is because we've already got, above us, we've already got a large lintel that spans through this distance here. Now there is a little wing wall on one side and a wing wall on the other. But on this side here, we need to create a load point for our new lintel that's going in there, or our structural beam. But honestly, it's already being loaded down onto this point, so I don't understand why we need to add an additional massive pile footing here when it's already being loaded in that section. And then down here, we're actually removing that 600 and pushing it out over here. But it's going to be loaded straight onto the existing foundation through here, you know, which is then sitting on the tied into the block wall, which is absolutely redonkulous. So I'll show you what I mean upstairs. So if I was facing the same way, sitting in the garage right now, so this is the situation. This is where Fabian's hole is right here. Now you can see we've already got a wing wall right here, and it's being loaded onto that double boundary joist that's through here, that runs through. There's a pile right here, existing one, and then a pile over there. And so that's already being supported through this section, and this load point is really already being loaded down onto that double from the existing foundation through there. And then same on this side. Of course, we're going to be, so this is where I'm digging, right here. So if we're able to remove all this, of course we're going to have to put a bigger beam in, but I mean, that should be enough to support that. But hey, I'm not the engineer, so I'm going to speak to them and figure out exactly what we can do to mitigate those massive piles that we're digging. It seems a bit ridiculous. Oh, careful, there's a hole there. Fell in the damn hole. Bing bing, man. Hey, what you up to?
I am cutting the ripping, the fillet.
The fillet, hey. Where's
Fillet,
that going? Where's that
ripping.
going?
It goes between the floor joists.
Yeah.
So that when we put the our post,
Yeah.
it's
It goes right in there, eh?
goes right in here.
Yeah. So on the plans it shows we need a double 200 by 50 supporting the low point up through there, and then we've got a house pile that runs down and sits on top of our concrete foundation that sits through here. But what we're going to do is, instead of ripping those existing ones out, we're just going to pack in between and bugle screw them together, so that's one solid unit. And we're going to do the same thing through all those, because they already have two double 200 by 50s, but they're just not laminated together. Now there's no real easy way of doing this. Honestly, we're just using the bar, we're breaking the dirt up like that, and then using the shovel to break it a little bit more, and then using a dustpan to shovel it out and put it in the wheelbarrow. I was thinking about getting a post hole borer, but no. Well, I mean, look, we're just digging into rock hard clay right here. I don't understand why we need to go all like. Hey?
No.
You haven't?
No.
How about a root? Hey?
It's a new day for good time. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck yes, bro. Look. New detail. Alright. I don't know if you guys see this. We just got a new detail, so I don't know if you can see, but that's our existing one. We needed to go all the way down to the bottom of the slab there. But the new one is, we've got the existing footing line here, and we're going to epoxy rebars in and come down a minimum of 600.
Yeah.
So that is epic, and we are going to be able to freaking absolutely smash that, bro. Cool. Holy heck. Sweet, boys. It's alright, Fabian. That one's going to be extra strong, bro. That's the cable that goes to the oven, and this one goes to the switchboard, so we're all nice and taped up, fingers crossed. Hey Dave, do you reckon you pull the other wire through now? Go on, pull it, pull it. All good? Alright, so we just had a toolbox and Oh, sheesh, guess what's happening? David's leaving the boys to it. Hey, sing. All good? Sing.
Sing.
Hey, but I gotta go pick up a bunch of materials. I gotta go unload that big loaf of dirt that we've sort of pretty much used. That we just about got that. Did you see that look off, mate? Hey, just
Whatever.
One second. Alright, and yeah, so Fabian's going to finish doing that. Dave's going to finish packing these out, and he's probably going to start installing some of the piles for our load points. But I'm going to go get a bunch of stuff, because things though our detail has now changed for these strip footings. I mean, not strip footings, our steel load points. Our load points along this edge here. We will need to get some epoxy and a small SDS bit. Also need to get some chairs and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'll leave them to it today, and we'll see you back in the morning. Yeah, where you start styling the steel, getting all that sorted, and yeah, we'll cover that, and then we'll focus on, once we've got the piles in, we'll focus on the bathroom logs while we're underneath
Oh,
there.
yeah, sweet. Beautiful.
And that's me, bro.
And I'm out.
I'm gonna go pick up some new signs.
Hey, straight up. Hey, cover that 180 parking sign.
Woo! Just picked up something pretty cool. It's been in a while in the making, but a little sneak peek. We'll show you that in the morning. And now to go unload all this bloody dirt. Great fun. You know, I was just thinking to myself, how crazy is it? From 6 piles, I was just thinking, you know what I was just thinking to myself? How much dirt came out of those 6 piles? I was just thinking to myself, look how much dirt came out of those 6 piles. That's insane. Like, that is a lot of dirt. If you think about the pile itself, like, that's about 400 high. Like, that's one pile there, one, you know. So it's like the dirt expands like 2/3 of the size of the hole that it was stuck into. I mean, that it came out of. But anyway, they look gangster. Okay, we're back on site this morning, and we've opened up the garage door, and we have got a bit of a bust up, eh? Look at this. What are you looking for?
Oh, just an old battery.
An old battery. Full with water. We've had some flooding in the basement from yesterday's rain. Now, it wasn't like this when you guys left, eh?
Now,
So it must have built up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's full, and then it's also really wet right at the very back of the house down there. So I'm gonna go do some investigating and see what's going on. The surface water must build up, and then not have anywhere to go. So we must have to come up with a solution to sort of direct the water away from the house somehow. So just past those pipes, you reckon, Fabes?
Yeah, just past those pipes.
Yeah. So those can't be stormwater, doodle you. Okay, I'll go up and have a look. Got the man, the myth, Kurt on site. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. He's come to disconnect all our water pipes. At the moment, he's just draining out all the water from the pipes inside the building. Then he can disconnect them all and cap them all off, so we can do our demo.
Oh, it's pretty wet under there too.
Hey, at least we're getting it all done now, eh?
Yeah, bro. Just start off with that.
Dave's doing as well. We're underneath the house. We've got to put, because we're tiling our bathrooms, we need to put nogs at 400 centers. If you guys can see that there. But we're just getting everything done from underneath the house at the moment. And we're sort of just we're staying away from any of the amenities at the moment. So the shower, the toilet and stuff like that.
and then once they're sort of installed we could finish off nogging, but we're getting the majority of them done now so we don't have to go. So how is your neck? Your neck must be sore as.
Oh no, my neck's all okay.
Well, what's
Actually,
yeah. So but it looks all this bush is sort of built up on the outside of the building, and some of the vents are actually blocked off through here. But there's a lot of water that's getting through, so I don't know if it's that much, but maybe the spouting's overflowing, coming down, and then just tracking back into the building. But a few different options that could be happening. That is a lot of water, eh? Hey, what was a really nice job has just turned into a really shitty one. Ratchet to us. Why are we digging these holes underneath the house?
Oh, to carry the load of the new walls that we installed?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's a load point. It's spreading the load to one section of the
House.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the reason we need to install them is if you think about the wall that we're taking out over there between the kitchen and the dining room over there.
Yeah.
That wall has got specific load over the duration of the length.
Yeah.
And if we go and remove that out, and then we put a beam in to support it, that load above there gets spread to either end of the lintel or the beam that we're putting in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so the existing wall that was there, the beam is going to span that same wall.
Yeah.
But the load is going to be on each end of it.
That's
instead
right.
of the whole.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So it doesn't span through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just going to use a bugle screw and use that to pretty much hold the pile up into place. What it's going to do is it's actually going to, when I screw it, it's going to pull over slightly, so I'm going to come off my line about 5 mil. Should put a little mark there actually. So brace these piles up, solid as, one behind me. Hey. Oh sorry, that's just a massive ass guy in the way. See that? Can you see that, guys? Oh! Woo! Stiff as a fried Fabian on Friday night. Oh yeah.
Get out.
What, you don't like being underneath the house with me when I say stuff like that?
Not when you talk about stuff.
Okay, now I gotta go move over to frickin' Dave's Mahalangi rolls. Oh my, look, what are you guys all doing under here at the same time?
You got us.
Well, I want to show how level this frickin' thing is, but
ding ding and sing sing.
they're all perfect.
Yeah, boy.
And what are you doing, Phoebes? What are you up to?
I am drilling alpacas in.
Yeah, you're laminating them together with the bugle screw, eh?
Squeezing them all
600 centers, but
Yeah, staggering.
stagger it. So,
Yeah,
so
600s on one side and then
600
off on the other side.
So it's really 300s, eh? Just because sometimes this frickin' timber's so hard to nail through and the pad loads don't work, it's just easier to screw the damn thing. More support. Well, I do know what it's for, but not super necessary, but that's okay. It's gonna be exactly the same. What an absolute monkey. New week, and we started off like that. I'm like, bro, pick up. Oh, anyway, what we're going to do is we'll try to square the bin up a little bit and then hope the engineer passes our foundation work. This one. Yeah, that's it. Feels like we're in a bit of a scrum doing that, eh? So that's the new detail there, I don't know if you guys can see. The blue is the existing footing, the red is the new detail. Sort of replicated that right here. Existing footing, boom. Not massive, but does the trick. Sparkies are in, isolating all our stuff so we can continue with our demo work today. But I want to sort of wrap the video up when the engineer is done, and maybe try and have a chat with him, see if he's keen to get on the camera. But yeah. Oh, Zach's Electricals up there, Cullum and the young fella, eh?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. These ones pretty similar, but it's just the Rio and like Rio cover.
Yeah, okay, that's it, yeah.
Like with these kind of footings, it's kind of a nominal.
With these piles here, we've got 4 HD12s that get epoxied into this existing foundation work right here. And then we've got 4 HD16s, like a small cage, with these R6 stirrups at 200 centers all the way up. And that's going to pretty much... But I guess we were all over the show this week. Backwards and forwards underneath the house, doing this, doing that, up, down, round and round. But we got it done in the end. The engineer signed off, so that means the council sort of has to sign off on it too. But we'll catch you on the next one when we actually pour this concrete and we actually start ripping into some demo and really get a feel for the new spaces that we're creating upstairs, which is quite neat. It feels good to be out from underneath the house pretty much. So yeah. Too much, boys, too much. If you lasted to the end, thank you very much, Wolfgang, and we will see you on the next one.